If you're struggling in love or with money or with your body or with addiction, do you know that there's a way to turn that darkness into light? Fascinating subject. David Essel here, David Essel's Daily Video Boost, your exclusive online community. Take notes, don't trust your brain, take notes and do one thing today you'd rather not do, okay? So in our #1 best-selling book, Positive Thinking Will Never Change Your Life, but this book will, we give a complete chapter about how life transforms when you walk into your darkness. So I'm going to give you a story. You know, there's all kinds of darkness, right? There's arrogance, there's control, there's addiction, there's the need to be right. There's all kinds of darkness. So first, I want to ask you a question. What is your darkness in life? Can you admit it? Can you admit that you're a control freak? Can you admit that you're way too passive? Are you way too codependent? Can you admit that you're an addict or an alcoholic, food addict, smoking addict? Can you admit your darkness? Take a moment and write down what your darkness is. Arrogance, the need to be right. You can't take criticism. That's darkness. So a number of years ago, about 10 years ago, a guy came into my work and he wanted to work in the world of dating. And so he had said he'd been very frustrated over the years and that, you know, he was a very controlling, very powerful, very successful person. And he wanted to find someone that would just go along, a woman to date who would just go along with what he wanted. You know, she had to be beautiful, she had to be gorgeous, and she had to do everything that he wanted to do. Now, he justified it by saying that, you know, he was very successful and he was all these different things and he didn't need someone to tell him what to do. He needed someone to be in the world of relationships and lifestyles. We'd say he was looking for someone to be submissive to his dominance. He was looking for someone to just follow orders. So he went around for a number of years and he knew that he could never have it any other way. And then all of a sudden we started working together. In his writings, I showed him that his willingness and desire to control a beautiful woman or to control a woman who was very attracted to him was his darkness. That at first a woman may be attracted to his power and his domination and all that, but eventually over time, if it's not the right woman, not the right timing, most women are going to rebel. And they're going to get sick and tired of him, you know, going back and trying to push them into corners and tell them what to do. And so I had him do this exercise where he wrote all these stories about women he had been with where that happened, where they became, in the beginning, they were enthralled with his ability to be powerful and be successful. And then over time, it turned out to be his Achilles heel. Because he couldn't surrender to love. He couldn't surrender his emotions. He couldn't open his heart. He always had to be fully in control. That was his darkness. How did we know it was his darkness? Because all of his relationships ended in chaos and drama. So this exercise scared the hell out of him. He had to be willing to look for a woman who was his equal. And it scared him. Where he respected, where he gave over power, where he surrendered to her desires, where isn't that wild? Now, here's a guy that was totally in control of his life, and all of a sudden, I'm giving him this task to take the darkness, the control, the arrogance, and all these things, to take a big breath, to find his equal, who will demand of him that he release the darkness and surrender to her and her ideas in a variety of areas of life. And he did. And his darkness, control, arrogance, self-centeredness, turned into the most beautiful light he ever imagined. And the relationship he never thought he could have was at his fingertips. How about you? Let me help you turn your darkness into light. Everything is in the subconscious, right? Let me help you turn your codependency into light, your control into light, your addiction into light. Everything has an opposite. Let's work together. Email me directly at this video or send me an email at our website, okay? TalkDavid.com. We'll rock. Is it work? Yes. Is it worth it? Hell yeah. Have a great day.